Okay, welcome to the EduGuide English Intervention breakout session. So one of the things that we've noticed in analyzing data about our students is that they really struggle to engage and persist in school. About 30% of our students, as we've mentioned, are adults, but they come to us severely lacking in credit attainment. So many of them are behind their cohort for graduation, and some will struggle to get all of those credits earned before they age out at age 21. So one of the things that we knew we wanted to have an intervention for is engagement, and EduGuide is a program that we learned about at the National Title I Conference that does help students to develop their skills in persisting and increasing their grit. EduGuide provided us with some research about their effectiveness, and students who've been a part of an EduGuide program report increase in academic achievement, an increase in self-motivation, and a feeling of being more prepared for school and increased enjoyment of school. And all of those are things that would help our students to engage further and remain enrolled and moving through and earning credits. The way that we implement the EduGuide program in our school is through their English courses. So the EduGuide activities are part of the English course grade. It's worth 15% of the course, and they are expected to complete 6 activities during the course of a quarter. Our quarters are 8 to 9 weeks. EduGuide recommends that they do 1 activity a week, so that gives them a little bit of leeway in terms of if they are a late start student, and also leaving them some time to catch up on other coursework at the end of the quarter. Part of the EduGuide program is one-on-one conversation with a coach. So there are 2 English instructors who maintain the discussion part of the program, and we each kind of divide up the week and go in and make comments to things that the students have posted. Discussion is a part of completing the activity. So we respond, we try to respond with open-ended questions and comments to sort of develop a dialogue with the kids. To help further their critical thinking about the activities, and also develop a relationship between ourselves and the students, since we know that's also something that really helps them to remain engaged in school. The activities are short, they're very high interest. The program is self-paced, so students, it remembers where they were from quarter to quarter, so if they have an English class first quarter and third quarter, they can come right back into the EduGuide program from where they left off. One of the difficulties for us with EduGuide is that it is an external login, so it's not embedded in our course interface. And if we're having a hard time getting kids to log into our system, asking them to remember an additional login and go to another website and navigate that can be challenging. So something that we'd like to work on in the future would be to find a way to embed that in our actual English courses, at least the login link, to make that something that periodically pops up for them so that they are reminded that they need to go and complete those activities on the EduGuide site. So this is just 1 quarter's worth of data for 1 English course. We haven't had we've struggled with our partner to get more intensive and a deeper dive kind of data on the EduGuide activities and the completion for students. But one of the things that we can say is that we see an association between a student's grade in the course and the number of activities that they have completed. So you can see that there's a positive association between whether students are completing activities and their grade. These outliers up here are some of my really engaged students, and many of them will go beyond the required number of activities because they just enjoy the program. So another thing that we'd like to see in the future would be to work more closely with our provider to develop some reports that will really allow us to see when students begin engaging in the program, what happens in their course grade and their other grades at our school, so that we can use that data in our end of the year program evaluation to know if it's an intervention that's working for our students. So you can visit the main EduGuide page, www.eduguide.org, to learn more information about news, research, get a little preview of how the program works. This is also the site where our students go and create their login and log in to complete the program, and also where we go to manage the program as it operates in our school and also work through the activities ourselves. So I want to take you through a couple of activities just so you can get an idea about what it entails. So we're going to go ahead and leave the presentation and go to the preview version of the program. And this is just exactly what it looks like for a student. So they'll have their picture if they've loaded one up here on the left, and they'll just work through the activities. It's a very clean interface. Aren't a lot of instructions for them to have to figure out. So this activity that we're going to look at first is the fixed versus growth mindset activity. So as we discussed earlier, researchers have shown that your mind is like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it grows. Let's think more about exercise, because the way you exercise your mind matters as much as how often you exercise it. One key factor is your mindset, the attitude and beliefs that shape how you look at the world. It's common for our mindset to change based on what happens to us. When we have a bad day, it affects our mindset. The world looks gloomier and we react. But you can also be proactive. When you want to, you can choose to change your mindset and over time gain greater control over it. In the next video, try to figure out what kind of mindset the athlete has chosen despite the obstacles he faces. So the discussion question is here on the left, and we're going to go ahead and watch the video. And then after this video, you'll have the opportunity to go back to our presentation website and post your comments.
At this time, I'm the only one working. I was told to quit. Coaches never noticed me. That was just my motivation. To work harder than everyone else. While you were sleeping, I've already done 150 suicides. Run 3 miles. My game might not be perfect. It's a work in progress. But for every shot I make out here, it's another reason to fear me on the court. What you don't see is the hours of dedication I put in every single day of my life. What makes me is not what happens in a game, rather when no one is around. This is not a choice. This is a way of life. So just remember, when you're sleeping, I'm out here working every day to be one step ahead of everyone else.
So you can go ahead and pause this recording, and right below this recording there is a discussion question 1. Looks like this image here on the right. And if you need to rewatch the little video, that's fine as well. And then come back to us. The next activity we're going to look at is called Slow Down and Enjoy the Journey. And so again, we'll go through the activity, and then you'll have the opportunity to go back and comment. Life goes by fast. Sometimes we need to slow down and take it all in, or we'll miss the best parts. Let's relax. Take 3 long, deep breaths. Feeling more at ease? Take 3 more if you want. Then move forward. Okay, so now we'll watch a video by the photographer Gustavo Gutierrez, and then if you want to watch it again, you can do that. Go ahead, and when we're finished with this video, pause the recording, and you'll go back down to the discussion question and answer that. Okay, so go ahead and pause this video, and then down below is the second discussion question, and you'll answer what stood out to you in this time-lapse video by photographer Gustavo Gutierrez. Watch it again if you want, and write about whatever caught your attention and made you smile or think. And then come back. So after you've had a chance to watch the two EduGuide activities and post your answers to the two discussion questions, take a moment at some point during these 3 breakout sessions to post about the challenges and successes you have had with tiered intervention at your school. So one of our discussions, just general discussions that we have, is to share intervention strategies you're using or are aware of for blended or online schools and how they've worked. And then also, if you have any questions for other participants about Title I or any of the interventions you've seen, go ahead and post those questions or comments as well, and we'll revisit those at the end of our presentation.